Hey guys, this is Nick from forexfornoobs.com with a live trade video. It is currently Wednesday the 20th of January 2016 and it is 14:18, so that's 2:18 p.m. here in the UK. You're looking at an 8-hour AUD USD chart. In today's analysis, so a video I put out about 2 hours ago, in today's analysis, I mentioned that I'd probably, if it closed well, I'd probably be taking a long trade on AUD USD 8-hour chart, so this setup here. In the end, it hasn't actually closed well. It hasn't actually closed like I wanted it to because price pushed up. So it pushed up a little too high and it made it a little bit tough to get 2-to-1 risk reward ratio on this trade. But as you can see, luckily, price has dropped back down a little bit. See that little drop there, and it's going for it again. It's dropping back down again. So that actually gave me a good entry. I've already entered this trade. I entered very quickly because I didn't want to set up the whole video and then have price push up while I was doing the video, and then I couldn't enter the trade at all because I would lose my my 2-to-1 my 1-to-2 risk reward ratio. So I've already jumped into this trade. You're not seeing the trade here on the chart because, well, this isn't an actual trading platform. This is just a charting platform. My trading platform's over here. So yeah, the trade was taken on MT5, but I'm actually monitoring it on TradingView. I've never actually done this before. I mean, usually when I do a live trade video, it's all within the same platform. So it's a little weird doing it like this because you guys can't actually see the trade in progress. So you just, I'll figure it out as this video goes on, how I'm gonna show you guys the trade. Actually, you know what? How about I just enter it here? I've not actually used this thing before. Wait, can I do this? No, that's 115. There's no points. No. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to enter it on here so you could see it visually on this chart too. It's not the exact same entry price. My entry price was 68.20. No, sorry, that's my stop loss. My entry price was 68.74 and it's now at 68.77. So it's a 3 pip difference in entry price. I've never used this before, as you can see, so... Okay, so I have to hit this again. Quantity. Can I put the points in? Yeah, I can. Nice. Well, I'm just going to copy in my my numbers for TP6 0. I have a mic in front of my keyboard, so it's a little awkward typing right now. 68.22. All right, so we're yeah. All right, so we're in the trade, but you still can't see it on the chart. Damn it. The whole reason for doing this was so that you guys could see the trade happening on the chart and it looked better, but it still doesn't display it on the chart. So that was a bit of a waste of time, I guess. But whatever. Right, so... all right, okay. I was just, I've never seen how this works properly, so I was just checking it out and trying to understand what all that meant, but I get it now. All right, so essentially we're in a long trade. On my actual trading platform, I've entered at 0.6874. So yeah, we're just going to wait and see how this one plays out. So let's look at this on the 4 hour because it looks a bit better on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, it kind of makes a little bit more sense, this trade. Let me close my Steam. All right, so yeah, on the 4 hour, this trade, like it looks visually better. So it's easier to see what's actually going on here. So basically what this trade is we've had a preceding trend heading into an area of support. We had some very strong indecision forming on top of that area of support. We've had previous bounces from this area of support. The indecision candle that formed, this one, it failed to break the low of the previous candle, which is here. So all signs point to this being a strong support area and to buyers taking control of price right now. So what I'm looking for is for buyers to take control of price, which they already have appeared to do, and hold control of price at least until it reaches up here, which is, you know, what would result in a winning trade for me. Win or lose, I'm going to post this trade to the blog. So it could be a good trade. It could be a bad trade. Who knows? My biggest fear with this trade is this area. This is going to be a problem area because recently price came up to here, right? And it bounced away. For me to hit my target, it's going to have to go beyond the high here, and it's going to have to break through this area. So this entire zone here, this is kind of worrying for me. I am concerned as to what price will do when it approaches this area. Is price going to just, is it going to get stuck? Is it going to get stuck kind of here and bounce away? Is it going to have the force to break through here? Who knows? And, that's pretty much my biggest concern with this trade at the moment. Not too sure what's going to happen when it pushes up to there. If it even pushes up to there, I mean, it could continue going down. That's the reality of trading. But if it moves up to here, I'm worried about this area. This whole zone there is somewhat worrying. Actually, as a kind of visual aid, I could use this little tool here. This would make it a lot nicer to see how the trade's playing out. Just need to get my exact numbers with this. So stop loss 68.22. I need to move the entry first. All right. $69.74, yeah. So this is the trade. It's 1.89 risk reward ratio. I still need to adjust the numbers to take profit and stop loss. So take profit has to go up a little bit apparently. Stop loss is going to stay where it is. So my take profit is going to be adjusted to this. I just wanted to enter it quick on the platform. So I put in the TP that looked best, but it looks like I'm going to have to adjust it 69.79. Okay, that's done. It's adjusted. So yeah, the TP is actually 69.79 to get that to risk reward ratio. So yeah, my concern about this this zone here is a very legitimate concern. I mean, it's going to struggle pushing up through here, potentially going to struggle pushing up through here, and it has to get beyond here and push all the way up to there. So, there is cause for concern here, but what's important to note about this trade is price has struggled to break through the bottom. So it's struggled to break through here. And it's really struggled. I mean, it's done 3 solid attempts. Bam. Then another smaller one. And now it's gone for its third attempt. And all 3 attempts look like it's failing to get through this area. It just can't break through. So I have very strong support down here. I have buyers down here that are going to help pushing price up. And what what I want to see out of this trade is that buyers are strong enough to break through this area. So they need to be strong enough. I'm relying on buyers to have enough power to break through this kind of problem zone and at least hit my target. And I'll keep you guys updated as the trade progresses. Okay guys, just a quick update to this trade. As you can see, things aren't going too well. That's fine. I mean, it's pretty normal. A lot of the times trades will turn around like this and then continue in the right direction, or a lot of the times they'll turn around like this and never recover and hit my stop loss. Losing is a part of trading. I am in no rush to get out of this trade. I still feel, well, I wouldn't say positive, not as positive as when I started this trade, but I don't feel negative about this trade. I'm pretty neutral right now about it. It could go either way, but it is definitely dropping down. It's made a new low beyond the previous candle, which is generally speaking not a good sign. Looking at it on the 8-hour, yeah, it doesn't look like too great. It looks like the downtrend is continuing, but the major spot that is going to be kind of a breaking point is right now my stop loss. It's this low here. If it manages to break beyond that low, then it says to me that sellers have taken control of price and that that buyers never really had control of price up here and that I took a bad trade. But, bad trades are normal. So I'll continue to update as this trade progresses. Okay, time for another trade update. As you can see, price is going in our direction now. Price is pushing up. Buyers are in control of price. It's made some new highs. The update before this one, it was looking like price might hit the stop loss. I mean, it came within 15, maybe 20 pips of the stop loss. So, it could have dropped down, but this shows the importance of not losing your cool. It shows the importance of staying calm. You really need to stay calm in your trading. I could have freaked out. I could have said, oh, no, it's within 20 pips of my stop loss. I'm going to exit now. I'm going to exit early and save myself the extra 20 pips when it hits my stop loss. I could have done that, but I didn't. I just kind of took a neutral attitude towards the trade and I let it run. I mean, I knew I had the protection of the support area. I knew I had the protection of these lows here. So price had to break the lows before hitting my stop loss, and it had to break through this support area, which has proven itself to be quite strong with these bounces. And even with this indecision candle, it's proven itself to be quite strong. So I knew that this trade was somewhat protected. I knew that sellers had to push really hard to get to my stop loss, and I didn't freak out. I just let it run. And it's turned around. Now it's going well. Had I closed out with, minus what? It would have been roughly minus 37 pips or so. Had I closed out with that, well, yeah, I'd be minus 37 pips, but I'm still in the trade, and now it is up roughly 27 pips. It's still a long way from target. It's about a quarter of the way there. So it's still a long way from target, but hey, at least I didn't close out early. So how's this trade going? Overall, this trade's going well. Let's check it out on the 8-hour chart. On the 8-hour chart, it looks quite clear that buyers are in control of price. Sellers tried to push down, but they couldn't push through this area, and buyers are in control of price. I am still concerned about this area here. Still concerned about this area. But, I'll deal with that when it gets there. I'll see how that plays out. Overall, this trade is looking good. My opinion has changed from neutral to somewhat positive now. But we'll see how it plays out, and I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, so time for the final update on this trade. As you can see, the trade has hit its target. I have closed the trade out. I'm going to explain kind of how this trade played out and what I did throughout the trade. So I entered around about here, and as you've already seen, it pretty much immediately moved down, which was slightly concerning. But like I said, I didn't panic. I just held the position and I left it open. And sure enough, over the next two candles, price started to push up and it got to here. Now, this is the part I want to talk about, because this, like I said from right at the start of the trade, if you remember the start of this video, I said that my biggest concern with this trade was this area here. I was worried about this kind of area throughout here because we had this high here and it's on an area of resistance. So I know that there's potentially sellers in this area. It's recently bounced away from there. Like I said, this high here recently bounced away from there. So last time it pushed up to there, it struggled. And then sure enough, what happens? It makes the same high. It makes that exact same high. Bam. And then it goes back down. So, my biggest concern about this trade, it actually came true. And it made that high and it rushed away from it really quickly. And it came all the way back down to here. So I have to admit, at this part, I was somewhat concerned. I was thinking this could very well continue to move down. Sellers could take control and it could push down to my stop loss. But again, I didn't panic. I mean, you need to get used to this kind of stuff in your trading. This is all part of trading psychology. When a trade is in your favor and then it pushes against you, a lot of people have that kind of urge to exit the trade, to jump out, to say, okay, I'm only 10 pips in profit, but I may as well close it out now because I don't want to take a 50 pip loss. I don't want to hit my full stop loss. But that's not the right attitude. A case can be made that this trade should have been closed out around about here, because price action got me into this trade, and the price action here was clearly telling me sellers are quite strong. Sellers have turned price around. So there is a case that can be made that I should have closed out. But at the same time, the price action was also telling me that this area here was quite strong. This support area was quite strong. It's had 3 very strong bounces, whereas this area, not really as strong. I mean, it's only had down here at the lower side of this area recently, it's only had that one wick bounce here. So it wasn't that strong. I had more faith in this support area than I did in sellers pushing price down up here. So I just left it. I left the trade, I left it open, and I thought worst case scenario, it hits my stop loss. But if it hits my stop loss, I've already planned to risk that much on this trade. So I've already accepted that this trade could lose that much. So if it hits that stop loss, you know, it's no big deal. It would just be on the losing column on my spreadsheet. It would just be a losing trade for the year, of which there are going to be plenty, because that's the reality of trading. You are going to lose. So I held the trade, and as you can see, eventually it pushed up and it hit its target. Now, about the target, I actually exited this trade manually. As price was approaching here, I took out my take profit, and I thought, you know what? It looks like the move is strong. It looks like it could push through here, maybe up to here, and up to this area. I mean, so maybe up to here, and I can get even more profit from this trade. I guess I got a little bit greedy. I have to admit, it was a little bit greedy. But what happened instead is it hit where my take profit was pretty much precisely, and then it turned around. And I kind of just decided to get out. So I got out at 69.71 instead of 69.79, which I should have been out at. So I got out at 69.71 because price turned around, and I just thought, you know what? You've been greedy. You somewhat went against your trading plan. So this is the punishment. This is your punishment for being greedy. I took 8 pips less on this trade than I had planned to, just because I was greedy. Now it's not a major thing, but it does take my risk reward ratio to slightly below 2 for this trade, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but I want to keep a risk reward ratio of 3 or above this year overall, an average risk to reward ratio of 3 for this year. So when it starts to get below 2, that could really bring down the average. So it is something that should not have happened. I should have just left it in and let it be hit. But we all make mistakes in our trading. I mean, I've been trading for years and I still make mistakes. The important thing is this trade worked out well. It was a good trade. So I hope you enjoyed this live trade video. If you have any questions about this trade, just ask them below in the comments section. If you're watching this on YouTube, do not ask on YouTube comments, because I don't really respond to YouTube comments. Not because I don't want to, I don't like them. I never really look at the comments. Just click on the link to my blog, which is in the description, and ask on the blog, and I'll respond over there. So yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this trade, and I hope you entered it with me. So I'll see you guys next